Alrighty, so as promised here, here's a video of where the simulator is so far. I have audio set up this time so I can explain a bit. But this is what the map looks like. Over on the left here we have I call it the left panel in code, but we have some options for game setup, display settings, and I'll go through these a bit. A couple on kind of AI strategy and reasoning. So Warlock just to kind of watch the action that's going on the board, and this is a more comprehensive game event log that I never really look at that much. But this is a keyboard shortcuts I plan to kind of fill out more later. But we have the map here. There's a few options for you can turn the map. This will reset it. You can also right now press option, and we'll do that. Um, this defines the map area, and so if the panels I should show that the panels are collapsible, so they'll collapse into display settings, and then if you want them back, you can find the right one and check that back out. Also, this left panel collapses here, um, so I can move around. But if you want to reset the map area, you can do that. Hopefully, it kind of figures it out on its own. But up here we have I call it the player HUD. I guess like a heads-up display. I don't know if it's actually that. I think the game calls it that. We have that up here. So we have our civs, leaders. I'll explain this more in the game. Actually, it's probably more interesting. And on the right here we have a victory tracker. And so what this does is as the game plays out, it tracks whatever victory types are active. We can run some sims with all six here and see how it works. Um, so I'm just gonna start this one and show you how this works. This looks like it's 10 civs. So the speed it runs is based partly on how many civs are in the game because it has to simulate all of them. But it's pretty fast, I would say. This is 10 civs, so it's a good clip right now. But well, maybe slow down a bit in the future as the AI reasoning develops. Could speed up as the code improves. So, um, but it's about the front half of the game here. Front half tends to be faster than the back half. It's kind of like playing a real game of Civ, where there's just more decisions to make later in the game. You maybe have more units, more cities. You're maybe in a war, so you got to think a little more. But yeah, this is kind of roughly what it looks like here. What I'm going to do, well, first I'm just going to click restart and show you when it restarts here. If it's currently running right now, if you restart it, the next one will just restart and run right away. And so I can pretty much just run it in a loop. And when one game finishes, there's a 10-second countdown, and then the next one will start. Or you can pause it, and then when you restart the next one, it starts pause. I'm going to go through game setup here. So one cool thing I added, I kind of showed it in some of the silent videos, is we have this planet map type, and so it will make a globe, which I really like. You know, I haven't actually played like a game with real people with this, but it opens up just more possibilities when you're playing. If you're here, you have to worry not only what's to the west, the east, but also more the north and the south, which isn't as much the case in the game. Usually you're a little more limited. So this is truly more of a free for all, and you gotta kind of there's no place to hide here. This is a lakes map. I don't actually recall if base Civ 6 has a lakes map, but you can really just kind of vibe code whatever you want these days. I made this Grand Canals, which I kind of like. Uh, I'll show this map here. So the idea here is you have like a bunch of chunks of land, and then you have water separating them, and so you should kind of start on your own. I would have to double check things here, and I haven't completely verified that's true, but it should be true. You should start on your own, and then you'll want to move to some of the nearby ones, but eventually you'll start bumping into people, and it will be a mix of I mean, there's a good bit of land here to kind of battle over. So it'd be a good mix of land and water battle, and also the world is all connected by water too, so it should be easy to get around. So it's a very conflict heavy map, I think, which is exciting for a Civ game here. Um, so, but that was just one idea for a map I had. We can just throw it on. I don't know. We'll do a classic continents, I guess. We can do that. Just throw it on standard size. So it's 8 civs, I think 12 city states. Um, Thermal distribution. So this is just if you want, poles where you have a cold section on top and bottom, and then it tends to be some of the warmer terrains through the center, kind of like Earth, or if it's just completely randomized. And some of these other things I haven't really fully implemented, but we'll just do that. This is our continents map generation here. So it looks kind of fun. A couple continents and some islands, and yeah, we'll let it play here. Um, so it's going pretty fast. You can adjust the speed down in here. And I should clarify, this is not like a super finished product. So I'm going to slow it down to fast a bit here. It's not like a completely finished product, so I still gotta work out some of the bugs here. Um, there's a lot more to build, especially on the AI front. There's a lot more to do. But if we look at the player HUD here, so we see the civs listed leaders. So right now we're watching in all. It's like I think they call it like God's eye spectator view, where you can see everything. You can see the full map, right? If you want to see what the view looks like as a particular player, you can click watch as. So we can watch as Australia. Well, first we can go. If you click on the civ, it will bring you to their capital. So I guess this is Australia, I think, right here. And if you want to see what the game looks like as Australia, so this is what it looks like for them. So the brighter area is the part of the map they currently have visibility on. The part where you can see the terrain but it's dark, it's a place they like in the base Civ 6 game. It's a place they visited, but they can't currently see, and so if there's troops there or not, they can't tell. And then this kind of unknown area is just parts of the map they haven't visited yet. And so when the AI is playing, when a player is playing, this is really the view of information that they should have when they're making their decisions. We'll go back to all here. This is a fun little bit. I'm not actually sure where it is right now, but there's kind of three, I don't know what they're called, skins or layers to the map. So this is a strategic view. I envision like a painted 2D. This is kind of more of the traditional Civ view. I think traditional Civ has a strategic view as well. This maybe has like a rainforest here and woods and water and mountains, and it, rather than just being a solid color, you can see more of that. But there's certainly work to be done there. And then cinematic, I'm curious what the state of this is. I might have to do it in a flat map. But the idea with cinematic is to have more of a 3D experience. So maybe you could zoom in and the mountains, they pop out and the units are little 3D figures going around. So I don't know. I'll fill that out later. But right now, strategic is sufficient for me. Also like Civ, so you can show yields if you want. I don't know if that's working. A lot of these things I gotta fill in later, but so that's where that's at. The war log is kind of fun. So this kind of I don't know if you ever looked at Wikipedia. They have the war info boxes where kind of listing information, so you can see kind of each side here. These numbers are what Civ uses to calculate military unit strength. So this is their starting military when the war is declared, and you see one side there, the other side here. That's what it peaks at. And I cannot attest to these numbers being perfect. I gotta clean a lot of this up. But this is peak military strength, and then saw action is like how much of these numbers, the the unit strength is actually like engaged, right? So if they have a big military but didn't really use it, it's not as interesting. Uh, or some of these these other military numbers aren't as useful. But these are losses, right? So look at Rome and Valletta here. Valletta lost say like 8 archers. Rome looks like lost 7, and so on. And eventually, when this the war finishes, it will add whatever the end state of the war is, any deals or terms. So that was kind of cool. AI reasoning is probably the part I'm working on a little now, but I think when you play Civ, there's looks like China won a victory here, so we'll just let it restart and go to the next one. But with AI reasoning, kind of like when a person plays Civ, there's a lot of things to reason about. What do cities produce, right? Where to settle, right? What victory type to go for, and so as I kind of build out some of the AI reasoning, this is the log for that. You can split it out by the civ or the topic that the AI is reasoning about. And then on the right here, actually I'm gonna quick switch us to a science game here. Um, I'll speed this up a bit. Um, and so this is a science game, and oh, well, maybe it's not the best, but on the right is the victory tracker, and in the bottom here we have another map. But the victory tracker tracks how close each civ is to victory. So for the science victory in Civ 6, you essentially need to do, I think, 4 launches. Launch a satellite into orbit. You launch the moon to Mars, and then an exoplanet is how they set it up. And this water world's not the best for science. Uh, Maybe I'm gonna reset this a little bit, but essentially, I added a little, I don't know what you call it, like animation or graphics or visualizations of these, and so this is the moon. It's rotatable 3D planet as well, and eventually I kind of envision actually making this playable. I think that would be a cool addition to the game. It's making the moon playable. But similarly, we have Mars here. So that's Mars. Also a tiled. I should go into tiling. It's mostly hexagons, and then there's some pentagons. Is how the tiling works. It's a bit like a soccer ball, I think. But so like right there's a pentagon. But this is the solar system view here, and then so like I said, it launches to the moon. Or sorry, satellite into orbit, moon, Mars, and then on the exoplanet, the way it's set up is the launch, the expedition makes a voyage to the exoplanet. So I think it's 50 light years in the game, but this mock kind of uses this exoplanet, and so the little spacecraft will travel the 50 light years and be animated. So I thought that was a cool addition over say like base Civ. But yeah, the exoplanet is also a tiled playable surface. So I don't know. I would have to think about how to implement that out, but it could be fun for the game to keep playing there. So um, yeah, I think that's most of what I want to cover. I'll reset the game with all the victory conditions, and then go over to the victory tracker quick here. We can just set this to fast, or the fastest, which isn't fast, but lightning. So you can see the victory tracker here. So we went over science, culture. Throughout most of the game, you can kind of use like progress through the culture, the civics tree as a proxy. But toward the end, you need tourism, and your tourism must be higher than everyone else's cultures. I think how that works. So this right bar is the ultimate victory tracker, but this would help you essentially monitor, the progress of other civs here. I'm just gonna let the game continue here. Religion, the religion victory in civs, you convert all the other civs to your religion. Domination, similar, where you go take everyone's capital. Diplomacy is, when you vote, there's various things to vote on, and you need 20, I think, diplomatic victory points there. And then score is when you have a turn limit, and if none of the other victories have been reached by then, whoever's the highest score wins. So those are the 6 victory types, and I like this nice little victory tracker. Um, Helps with that. So I should mention these overlays are movable here and resizable. So if you want to, I don't know, for whatever reason, play on the world mini map, you can. So that's what I've got now. Keep building. I think the main focus right now is on the AI, and then also working on using Claude's computer use to essentially take the decisions and logic and reasoning in here and map it to a real game and test that out. So yeah, I should have some more time freeing up here. So hopefully make some good progress. So that's all for now.